Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a classic film on 4K Blu-ray and thought, wow, this looks like it was made yesterday? If so, you're not just seeing a technical marvel, you're witnessing a battle between time and human obsession. I recently got a front row seat to this fight, and it changed how I view every restored film I watch. Let me take you behind the scenes of a 4K restoration process that's more art than science, and trust me, it's not just about pixels. Imagine holding a film reel that's been sitting in a dusty archive for decades. It's not just old. It's a relic of a bygone era, with mold creeping in, sprockets missing, and scratches that could make a dentist cringe. This isn't some pristine celluloid. It's a time capsule that's been through hell. And yet, when I saw the final product, I couldn't believe it was the same film. What makes this really interesting is how much of this magic is done by hand, not by algorithms. You think AI can fix a scratch? Try telling that to the restoration artists who spend hours debating whether a speck of dust is a flaw or a character in the story. Let's talk about the cleaning process. Picture this. A reel of film that's been stored in a vault for 60 years. It's got mold, dirt, and damage that would make a car mechanic weep. They don't just slap it into a machine and call it a day. They use specialized buffers to scrub away grime. And if it's bad enough, they do it by hand, literally destroying mold spores to prevent them from spreading. Personally, I think this is where the real craftsmanship lies. It's not just about making the film look good. It's about preserving the soul of the original. What many people don't realize is that this step alone can take weeks, and sometimes, they're just trying to save what they can before the film disintegrates entirely. Then there's the scanning phase. You might think, oh, they just scan it in 6K and call it a day. But no, this is where the rubber meets the road. The team uses these massive machines, one of which has a wet gate that fills scratches with fluid to smooth them out. But here's the kicker. It's not perfect. Mark, the studio head, admitted it's a great idea in theory, but another story in practice. That's the thing about restoration. It's a constant dance between technology and imperfection. You're not just digitizing a film. You're trying to resurrect something that's already been lost multiple times. A detail I find fascinating is how they scan at 6K and then downscale to 4K. It's like giving the film a second life, but with the precision of a surgeon. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. The real magic happens when the scanned footage hits the artist's screens. You think software can fix everything? Think again. They're using tools that highlight dirt and scratches, but the human eye is still king. One artist showed me a frame where the software nearly removed a white sequin dress, mistaking it for snow. Imagine that, losing a key visual element because a machine can't tell the difference between fabric and frost. In my opinion, this is where the true artistry lives. It's not just about removing flaws. It's about understanding the context. Are those scratches part of the film's history, or are they just noise? That's a question only a human can answer. And then there's the color grading. This is where the film gets its soul back. Take a classic like Dracula, shot in Technicolor. The original footage is muted, gray, and lifeless. But Ray, the colorist, brings it back to life, restoring the rich reds of velvet curtains and the crisp greens of leaves that were once crushed by black crush. What this really suggests is that color grading isn't just about making it look pretty. It's about resurrecting the filmmaker's original vision. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a form of time travel. You're not just watching a movie, you're experiencing it as it was meant to be seen in 1958. But here's the deeper question. Why does this matter? Why should we care about restoring films that are decades old? Because every frame is a piece of cultural memory. These aren't just movies, they're windows into the past, and they're disappearing faster than we can save them. What many people don't realize is that the industry is racing against time. Every year, more films are lost to decay, and the tools to save them are getting more complex. This isn't just about nostalgia. It's about preserving our collective history. One thing that immediately stands out to me is how much of this work is done by people who love the craft. They're not just technicians, they're storytellers, historians, and artists who see their job as more than a paycheck. So the next time you pop in a 4K restoration, take a moment to appreciate what's happening behind the scenes. It's not just about making the picture sharper. It's about saving a piece of the past before it vanishes forever. And if that doesn't make you rethink how you watch movies, I don't know what will. What do you think? Should we be investing more in film preservation? Or is this a niche passion that's too expensive to sustain? Let me know in the comments.